Today, I'm really pleased that we have the opportunity to hear from Congressman Randy Neugebauer. He's the chairman of the subcommittee on oversight and investigations for the House Financial Services Committee. He's out of Texas, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the hearings that they've held to date and what they found.
We had two panels today. The first panel was the former risk manager and the current risk manager for MF Global, and what we learned is that they were identifying some potential risks to that company that could jeopardize the future of that company. But Mr. Corzine, who was the new chairman and CEO of that company, probably wasn't listening to those folks. We also had a second panel, which was the rating agencies, and what we learned from those folks is that there was disclosures and some transparency out there, but they were slow to pick that up, maybe didn't do their homework learning about what were some of the potential risks for the positions that this company had taken on, and as a result of that, it began to snowball, and on October 31st, MF Global declared bankruptcy. Obviously, this is a very challenging time in our world. Our financial markets have been in somewhat of a turmoil, since 2008. Probably now more than ever, it's important to make sure that these safeguards that we have in place are operating effectively, and that's the reason that the Oversight Committee is such an important piece of that right now. In many cases, we have multiple regulators regulating the same entity. The MF Global had like 6 or 7 different regulatory groups that they report to, yet they went bankrupt. And so what does that tell you? We're not doing it right, and so more is not necessarily better. Good oversight is a way to hold those agencies accountable, and also to make sure that when failures happen in the systems here, that before we jump to conclusions on what the fixes are, that we actually do something novel like figure out what actually happened in the first place.